In 2018, we set very ambitious targets for water, energy, waste, effluent, labor, and then recycled materials. And I'm glad to tell you that we are on target to meet our targets for this year, which was part of the original 4-year target for sustainability. And what we're doing now is that we have created new targets and new goals for ourselves. So we have 2 very large state-of-the-art factories in Bangladesh. Bangladesh is one of our top 10 markets globally. Bangladesh also is a very large exporter of apparel. It's one of the most important apparel exporting countries in the world, and there are a lot of big European and American and Japanese name brand companies sourcing out of Bangladesh. So for us, Bangladesh is very important. I think the special thing for us is the people. So we have invested significantly in the last 5 years. We have built capacity ahead of demand because we know the demand is going to come. So we invested the money in kind of advance to actually build the factories and the capacity. At this stage, there is no additional investment plans, but it could change in 3 years if suddenly the market takes off and there's far more demand. So demand goes up and demand goes down. The business apparel industry it's got fashion cycles. So this is part of the normal dynamics of any industry, and particularly apparel industry. What is making it a bit interesting this time around is, in the last 9 months, we had a huge demand surge. There was a lot of demand. It's been the highest that we've seen in a very, very long time across the world. So when you compare to that high peak of the first 6 months of this year and the last 3 months of last year, and you compare to now, which is August, July, August, September, it might feel that, okay, things have come down and oh my God, what's going to happen? But broadly, even though things have come down, there's still growth. So sustainability has been a very core element of Coats' existence for the last 200 plus years. So this is something that I think this is one of the main reasons why we have survived and succeeded over 200 years, because of our core presence on sustainability. The world is just catching up now. In 2018, we set very ambitious targets for water, energy, waste, effluent, labor, and then recycled materials. And I'm glad to tell you that we are on target to meet our targets for this year, which was part of the original 4-year target for sustainability. And what we're doing now is that we have created new targets and new goals for ourselves. So by 2030, everything we make in Coats will be made from either recycled materials or renewable materials. So it's 3 things. It's basically reduce consumption. So that's the first thing, reduce. The second one is recycle. So whatever you can recycle, you must recycle. And the third one is reuse. So between reduce, recycle, and reuse, that's what we're doing. A lot of the materials that we're using today are all recycled materials, especially in packaging. We're doing exactly the same thing for all the other dyes and chemicals. We're recycling a lot of the water that we use in our operations. So that's what we're doing. The products that we are making today are designed for circularity in the apparel industry. So when a garment is made and it is sold, and people use the garment, and at the end of the life of the garment, when it goes, today typically a garment is either thrown into a landfill or it is incinerated. It's sort of burned down as a garment. Bangladesh is a very important country for the global apparel supply chain. So that's the first thing. There's lots of labor in Bangladesh, and it is now starting to develop into high quality labor. So that's the good thing here. Bangladesh, going forward, Bangladesh needs to reinvent itself. So what it's done in the last 20 years has been phenomenal. It's really been kind of a miracle story that I can say, yeah. But the next 20 years will have to be around skilling up labor, right? Multi-skilling for labor. Supervisory talent is going to be very important. Factories have to focus on technology. Quality and sustainability has to be a given. You cannot take your eye off the ball here. and focus on more complex garments. In the last 20 years, Bangladesh has done a good job in basic garments, right? The unfortunate incident of Rana Plaza that happened 2012, 2013, that was a wake-up call for the industry, and the industry has done really well to improve health and safety. So I think today when you look at the apparel industry in Bangladesh, it's really gone up many levels in terms of health and safety. So that's good. From here onwards, it needs to go even higher. More complex garments. I would wish that in the near future, not only manufacturing of garments happens here, but also designing of garments. So that design capability needs to happen here. And, so Bangladesh is absolutely critical in terms of the global supply chain. And most of the big brands in Europe and US and Japan today source out of Bangladesh. It's critical. And and meeting some of the entrepreneurs in the apparel and industry here in Bangladesh, you get a sense of optimism, a sense of confidence that better days ahead. While the last 20 years has been good, I think things are going to get even better in the next 20 years. And I wish everyone here in Bangladesh apparel to continue the journey of reinvention, and this can be the next Vietnam.